Hey guys, it's Ashlina and welcome back to my channel. I am excited to talk to you guys today about my blogging and a little bit more about behind the scenes and kind of like my journey in blogging. The last video I talked to you guys a little bit more about how I got started in my business and my job and designing and my career and all of that. And honestly, blogging was like my secret weapon. It was my tool to get me to where I wanted to be. So I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit more of a in-depth look inside my blogging because you guys really want to know more, which is so fun. I love talking about this kind of stuff. So anyway, I want to share, I wrote a book a while back. I think this was I don't remember the date, but I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. It was, 2012 was when I first started it. So yeah, about 5 years ago, because I think I wrote it in January. I don't remember really, but it's okay. But I wrote it because I would get questions from you guys asking me how do you do this? What blogging platform do you use? How do you grow your subscribership and readership and all that stuff? And there's a lot to blogging, and it's just more than you could say in one email. So I felt like a really great way to get my advice out there would be an ebook. And it started as an ebook, and then I published it and printed it out, and I love it. And it's so cute and glossy and pretty. And there's color photos and interviews with some of my favorite bloggers. So if you really want some really in-depth advice, you can head to my site, thedecorista.com, and get this. But I want to kind of give you some recent things to add a little bit more onto it. The blogging sphere nowadays is so different. It is just from when I started to now, there's blogging about everything, and there's so many different things you can blog about and different popular blogs. And I feel like fashion blogging is insane. Beauty blogging is insane. Even these YouTube videos, I feel like YouTube is the new blog. But one thing I really don't want to discredit is the power of a blog, because even though there's millions out there, I think probably now, it's really important that you have something that is solidified online. So for example, let's say you are a event planner, something like that. Of course, it's important that you have your Instagram and your website, and you want all of that. But the cool thing about a blog is that you can really showcase your aesthetic to everyone in the world and make it very easy to find you. So, but when somebody, let's say, goes and searches on Google, romantic event styling or something like that, if you have that on your blog and you have a lot of examples on your blog and that content, most likely you're going to come up higher on Google, and you're just going to get searched better and easier. And that was something that I realized and capitalized on very early in my blogging business, was understanding that the more content you put out there and the more information you have on the internet, especially when it comes to words and text and that sort of thing, the easier it is for people to find you. So that's really important. When I first started blogging about my apartment and just my journey and decorating and my love and passion, I was blogging about 3 times a day. I was putting as much information out there as I could. And I think that, if you really want to start a business, if you want to grow an awareness, even a nonprofit or a charity or something like that, a blog is an excellent way to kind of get your message out there. Nowadays, you can integrate your Pinterest, your Instagram, your Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. It can all go in the same blog. So for example, when I post an Instagram photo, I have it go to my Twitter, my Tumblr, my Facebook, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really great tool to have a place where you can hold everything and online, and I feel like a blog is excellent for that. In my book, I talk about a lot of the different methods you could use, like Tumblr, WordPress, Blogger. There's so many different ones. When I first started out, I used Blogger. And what I liked about it is so easy, and you could get a domain name on Google for super cheap, and it just would like made sense and was very, you know, user friendly. I feel like WordPress was very difficult for me because going into the back end and changing the code and all that stuff was like, oh my God, gave me anxiety. I had no idea what I was doing. I felt so, you know, not smart. But anyway, so yeah, so I definitely recommend using something easier. Nowadays, I use Squarespace, and I will tell you, designing a website on Squarespace, using the back end, changing things up, adding pictures and adding things in is like, it's almost for dummies. It's so easy and it's super affordable. You have your host and you could have a shop on there, and you could have everything in one thing, and you like in one platform, and you don't have to hire a graphic designer. Well, you may want to, but at least you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on having a website built. I tried that once and it ruined me forever. I did not like using WordPress and having it hosted through Bluehost, and it was always crashing, and I got malware, and it was just, oh, it was a nightmare for me. So Squarespace has proved to be literally like the best thing ever. I'm obsessed. And I tell everyone. So the time I wrote this book, Squarespace wasn't out, so it's not in there, but I did want you guys to know about it because it's like my favorite thing ever. So other than that, I think what's really important, again, content, keep sharing, keep creating things, you know, for fashion and beauty and, you know, I guess eating, cooking, baking, that kind of thing. I feel like it's easy because you can always come up with new recipes and new styled outfits and new ways to do makeup, but you know, decor and things like that is actually really difficult, and it costs a lot of money to, you know, be constantly remaking things and DIY things and putting stuff together. So I really recommend getting super creative. You could come up with boards like on, what are those things called? You know, those like mood boards you create, and you could create a room and polyboard, those kind of things. That's a really good and fun thing to do and to use to make your content really fun and put some images on there. I know for me, you know, when I first started out blogging, I talked a lot about, you know, decorating, design, and as I've gone through the years, I've just learned so much in having a business. I've learned so much personally about myself, and I've been a little bit more open spiritually, and I like to incorporate a lot of my life into my blog as well. And I think that's good too. I constantly am working with, you know, business owners. So let's say, you know, a furniture store, you know, you're out of Oklahoma and you've got an antique furniture store and you really want to grow your business online. A great way to do that is a blog. You have a blog, you can have an Instagram, and you could share, you know, photos, the same photos on both things. But one thing I always tell like my shop owners and my business owners, let's say personal trainer or, you know, event stylist again, you can share your story, and sharing your story allows a customer to find you and resonate with you and get to know you, and it builds trust with your consumers or with your readers, and they'll want to buy from you. Like, explain to them why they should buy from you through your blog. And let's say you are a traveler and you buy antiques while you're traveling. Well, tell the story behind the antiques. I even am working with my family business right now and doing video behind each product, and you know why you should buy it and what the story is behind it, because there are stories and people really relate and resonate to stories, and they want to connect to the why. So I definitely suggest you do that. I definitely think that will help your business, that will help what you're up to do in this world. It's not easy to break through in the blogging world and, let's say, make money for blogging and get to be known, and I totally get that. It's not what I'm talking about here. But to enhance your business, to make yourself heard around the world, or just really available, there's a lot more that goes into just, you know, expanding your brand. You know, you want to get clear on your personal brand. You want to get very clear on your goals and your vision and your marketing and all of that. That's a whole nother video that I'll go into. But for now, I really just wanted to talk about blogging and how I feel like it worked for me. And that was just telling my story, talking about decorating my house in my way and creating a shitload of content and just putting it out there in the world. And you know, the more you put out there, the better you get, the more your voice gets like tuned to who you are, and you become more confident in what you're saying. So for those of you who are curious about starting a blog, I highly recommend you do it. Take some tips from my book. If you have any questions, like I want to know a little bit more, I'm happy to answer them. I love sharing this kind of stuff. So say it in the comments below. Definitely, you know, leave me a comment on the blog. Come hang out with me. I'd love to meet you guys and get to know more about you. All of you who have left comments so far, it's so fun kind of meeting you and talking to you. So I'm excited to get to know more. So anyway, happy blogging. Go for it. Go do it. It's never too late. The world is definitely waiting for you. So until next time, see you guys.